Here at Noble Knight Games, we've been carefully growing the world's largest selection of board games, role-playing games and dice, war games, miniatures and paints, card games, and more, going on 25 years now. Our rustic castle contains more game and hobby goodness. Here at Noble Knight Games, we've been carefully growing the world's largest selection of board games, role-playing.
And hello, welcome to solo playthroughs. Am I crooked? It's quite the way to start a video, Greg. I think I'm crooked. Make me less crooked. Make me less crooked. All right, that's better. I think. I don't know. It probably wasn't a big problem to begin with, but that's how things go, people. I'm gonna do this, and yeah, been making a lot of adjustments, so just forgot to do one more. But here we are, going back to Too Many Bones. It has been too long. It has been too many days. Not too many bones, I guess. Just too many days, but I had good reason for that. White Donkey says that intro cracks me up every time. Well, I am there to crack you up every day of your life, White Donkey. I mean, maybe not every day. That'd also be weird. But here we go. So look, we have more Too Many Bones. I mean, the too many jokes are just writing themselves today, people. We have Age of Tyranny, day 1, 2, and 3 cards. And yes, the first time I pulled a day 1 card in a game with Too Many Bones, and it was not the one that came in the base box. It was a glorious, glorious day, people. And now we have a bunch of new solo cards that came in the 40 Days of Daelore. Those are 2 separate expansions. I do wish they were one expansion. There are some things about the release model of all this content that is not exactly user-friendly, but I finally got on top of it. And by on top of it, I just mean I ordered everything in the Hoppelmachus Victorian Kickstarter, and that finally came in after some unfortunate delays. Yeah, I mean, based on the initial reports of those said delays, it looked like it might be a long time. So the fact that I got these in December was a nice surprise. Now, getting the games is only half the battle. Learning the new Gearlocks, learning how to incorporate all the stuff, getting everything organized, that obviously also takes some time when I have so many other games that I'm going through. But I am really excited to dive into all the Too Many Bones stuff that I have in the next couple of months. And we have Nugget, we have Gasket, we have Tink, we have the Lab Rats, we have Dart, we have all of the Gearlocks that have been made except for Riffle. I'm not really on the Riffle bandwagon yet. Maybe I'll get there, maybe not. And I'm really excited to do it. So we're going to go back and see an old friend of ours. Mr. Nom is going to be in the house today. And why Nom? I don't know. I haven't played. Why not? Why Nom? Why not? I haven't played against Nom in quite a while. And I think Nugget could be up to the task. Now, I will say I have played Nugget in 2-player mode with my friend Tony a few times. And that was really, really fun. I think she's very strong. He played as Dart. That was really confusing, but we got our head wrapped around that. We had a couple of games that were like, and then one game that was really fun. Lots of battles, lots of coolness. And I'm definitely excited to feature her. And I do want to feature all of the Gearlocks once true solo. Now, these are not meant to be definitive guides on how to play these videos, how to play these Gearlocks. If you want those, go to Beyond Solitaire. I think she's hired by Chip Theory Games to make how to play videos for all the Gearlocks, and I think she's been through like half of them. They're excellent. I'm a big fan of Liz's work. The Tree, formerly known as Mike, says, awesome, good luck, hope you are well. Hope you are well too, sir. All right, let me get everything shuffled up. Now, the baddie stacks are set. I have shuffled them. I did that off camera so we could just get this party started. I am also playing around with a different format for the True Solo Too Many Bones. Hopefully get you a little bit closer to the action this way. So I hopefully that's just a better setup. Now with 2 Gearlocks, I would not be able to do this for space reasons, obviously, but this is definitely a lot closer to the table than I normally have on my Too Many Bones videos. So yeah, so I don't know how frequently I'll be back into Daelore. I mean, hopefully once a month for the foreseeable future. Get lots of review copies of stuff I still need to get on the channel early in 2023. That's this year for those of you who missed the memo. And hopefully we can really start digging into this. Gilly will probably be the last one I feature. He's the one I'm the least excited about. Because I've just heard he's really strong. And I'm like, that's fine. But again, I'm sure I will love him like everybody else. What I might do is I still have to get back into the Splice and Dice Build a Tyrant and the Nobulus Apprentice Program modules of play, and I might just throw Gilly in with one of those 2 modules if Gilly is as strong as advertised, which I have no reason to think he's not. So we have our loot, we have our trove loot, we have our day counter. Let me put those up a little bit higher. Lee, Age of Tyranny 40 days definitely helps with encounter variety. Oh yeah. You are not kidding. It's like so ready for new, especially new state day 1, day 2, and day 3 cards. What a wonderful addition to the gaming experience. All right, we have Nuggets. Any die, Nuggets going to start with 4 health. Remember, I am playing on legendary mode, so no initial training points. It's how I like to play because I think it makes the end game more balanced. But it does make the early game a little bit swingier, so if things go really badly on day 2, we might just have a little bit of a restart. And that's fine. I'm good with that. I've done it before, obviously. So we have Nom's little chip up here. Nom is an 8-day encounter. Nom will read his little flavor text because it's short. Trolls as a species are not so smart. Nom, the troll chieftain of the Shalfist region, is no exception. However, no one has ever felt the need to point that out to Nom, due to obvious reasons like size differentials and thunder clubs. It could also be because Nom loves to imprison those that anger him and then face off against his prey in a caged battle, 1 by 1. I do not like Nom for multiplayer play. I think Nom's very confusing for a new player in the way that final Tyrant battle works out, and I also think it's like, hey, we're gonna get there together, like this is your first game of Too Many Bones, and then we get up to the Tyrant and it's like, oh, now we play 1 at a time. And there's some strategy to that. I just think it's a little bit of a miss to have like the shortest Tyrant of the base game to be the one that kind of takes away from that cooperative experience. You want to beat the final baddie together, and it doesn't lend itself to that. So I think, I don't know, he's the natural place to start this game with a new player because he's shorter, but I wouldn't do it. I prefer Drellin. I prefer Molmesh. Gendrix is really hard, so I wouldn't say that, but a Goblin King, I think there are definitely other ways to start, but obviously those are longer games. Rocket, did I get Gasket? Yes, I have them all, Lee. I have them all. They're all happy as can be that they're just a big family. I've got a storage system that works that does not involve the trove chest, and I'm pretty excited about digging into all of these guys for sure. Mike, sorry if you mentioned this already, but are you going to bother with the Unbreakable content? I will. I did back that. I was a late comer to that, and honestly, when they offered the 40 caves of Daelore as part of the Unbreakable pledge, I thought that made a lot of sense and was really good value. So I'm excited about 40 waves. I'm excited about 40 caves. I'm excited about all of it. White Donkey says even Riffle. No, I did mention that earlier. I did not buy Riffle. I might at some point. I don't know. Maybe at some point when there's like $200 of stuff that I want from Chip Theory Games, I'll pick it up when it's available. But like, that day is not today, dude. I've also heard Riffle's really strong in a way that's like, like, but I mean, I'm a poker player and I used to play semi-professionally. There's a lot about Riffle that's exciting to me on its face. So I think at some point it's a natural thing that I will pick it up. But that, again, I'm not looking to spend 50 plus on a Gearlock when you factor in shipping. Molmesh is my recommendation for new players. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Rocket. All right, so I've shuffled the crap out of these. This 8-day encounter, we have 3 special encounters for day 1, day 2, and day 3. So we're only taking 5 out of the solo encounter deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There are slight coloration issues between the encounter cards from the base game and the new ones that came with 40 days. It doesn't bother me. I could see it bothering some people. Like, it is what it is. And then we have the Tyrant encounters from Nam. And now I have to get one of each of these. I will take a D8. I'm going to shuffle. I mean, if I'm rolling a die anyway, who cares? I'll shuffle it up a little bit. Let me get Leaving Obadar off the top because I'm sick of seeing it. So for the day 3 encounters, I'm going to roll a die. I rolled 8, so number 8 is going to come in. That's going to go on top. And then these 7 cards can come out. For the day 2 encounters, going to roll a die. I rolled a 4. This is Howl of a Good Time. We'll go there. I probably should have known what these are, but honestly, I don't. These are all new to me. By the way, I've never played with the solo cards from the from 40 days. So like I'm excited to like have a genuine first look at some of these suckers. And now we have the Nobulous Grint. That's going to be on top of that. So we have all of our encounter deck is set. Again, there's a total of 10 cards here because we have the 2 special Tyrant encounters from Nam himself. And I'll just put these over here. I will get a D10 out. Again, I don't like to shuffle the whole deck together and pull. I find that really, I don't know, just never feels totally random for me when it's a deck that's so small. So again, I'll just roll a die for that. Oh, sorry, I missed it earlier. Dude, you're good, man. I appreciate the question. White Donkey, Mike, man, you got to show off your storage solution that isn't a trophy chest. Mine needs some work. My riffle gets delivered tomorrow, says Mike. We will see if it's worth it. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm sure it's worth it, man. Like, if you love the game, but it says $50 for a Gearlock is like, it's a lot. And then Thomas Willinger, hey there, hello, sir. I've been sharing the sharing the joys of Volcara's management. If you missed it last week, so excited to bring that to more people. Yeah, it came up in my last Maze Night playthrough. Thomas was the one who made me aware of Volcara's management, which is a fan-made 3-pair. It's designed for 3 players. I play it with 2 a lot, where we work together to control the 3rd mage. It's an excellent fan-made scenario for Mage Night. So that is that. We are good. I have all the dice down here. So we have Nuggets dice, we have the attack and the shields, and then we have all the special dice and the lockpick dice, etc., etc., etc. So what's up with Nugs? Nugget is you know, she's a treasure hunter. Now the one thing I think is a little strange about Nugget is, as a treasure hunter, she like really is diving through the loot deck, but she still only can carry 4 loot. I do wish they gave her like an extra pocket. Like, it's really easy. I mean, especially in this encounter might not be as important, but in like a 9, 10, 11 day encounter, like you're gonna fill up really quick, especially if you get one of those heavy loots. So you're kind of in this place where you almost don't want to take a heavy loot with Nugget because you're really kind of going away from what makes her cool. Again, her innate treasure seeker, whenever Nugget draws loot as an encounter reward, draw an extra and discard 1. And then innate +1 is treasure hunter. Whenever Nugget draws loot as an encounter reward, draw an extra loot. Now, that's only as an encounter reward. Any other time you might draw loot, it wouldn't matter. But as an encounter reward, when you're drawing loot, you draw +1 and then you discard 1. And then the innate +1 is like whenever you're drawing loot, instead of just drawing what you're supposed to draw, you get an extra 1 to keep. But again, if all your loot areas are, you know, stuck up, the innate are filled up, stuck up. They're stuck up. They're very snooty. If all your loot areas are full, innate +1 and the innate are generally the same thing. So chasing her innate +1, I just found not that important. Her backup plan is important. So we have 1 bones, we can collect stones. It allows us to increase our sling stones die by 1. Now we do start with our sling stones die in play, so I will put that there. The sling stones allow us to use attack dice as ranged. We are a melee ranged baddie, or we are not a baddie, we're a Gearlock. So that allows us to always attack melee, but if we want to use attack dice against baddies, we have to spend our sling stones because, again, we're doing like basically slingshots across the battle mat. So getting this die up to, you know, it maxes out at 5. So getting this up to 5, it can be really important to give us a lot of options. Otherwise, we're stuck just playing as a normal melee Gearlock, except we do have our skill dice we can use in a ranged attack. So we have long swords and a dagger that we can throw across the mat, even if we're not, you know, using attack dice. All right, so that will all make sense as we play. If we have 2 bones, we can revitalize, heal Nugget for 2 hit points. 3 bones is nothing, squadoosh. 4 bones is disable, add a disable effect die to any adjacent 5-point or less baddie. The 5 bones is coup de grace. At end of round, place Nugget on top spot of any meter. Now that could be really important, but we'll see. But I'm definitely not going to be chasing the innate +1. I will go through the rest of the dice as we add them. I think for now that was a good start. Difficulty is a 2 for co-op, 2 for solo. Makes sense to me. And her initiative die is not amazing, but not awful. It's a 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, and 5. Hold on 1 second. Thomas, actually, I created it. What? I missed that memo, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, man, you gotta get that up on BGG because some people emailed me for it, and I just sent them screenshots that I have from the PDF, like adding it. That makes sense why it's up on Dropbox, right? I was wondering, I was like, why is this on Dropbox? Yeah, dude, that's a really good scenario for 3 players. It's absolutely highly recommend. Madi, hello, sir. How's it going? It's early streaming again. I'm just leaving for work. I'm going to listen to the rest on the bike. Fantastic. Bike safely, please, and make sure that you're not listening it too loud so you can still hear any cars beeping at you because, you know, biking is dangerous. At least it is in Philly. I wouldn't recommend it, but people seem to do it, and that's amazing for them. All right, let's move on. We're going to go to day 1. Let's get this party started. Nobulous Grint. He's old. Some might even say senile. And he has a penchant for lecturing those around him. Seniority and age have kept him atop the Gearlock Council for centuries. No bones about it, Nobulous Grint calls the shots, and he's quite interested in the journey ahead. See to it that when you defeat one of these barbarians, they are completely eradicated. Of course, bring back evidence when possible, but don't touch the corpse. No sense leaving any trace of our presence for their followers to find. Let's discuss strategy over dinner. My treat. That Nobulous, he plays a good game, but he is not to be trusted. So we have delicious, fabulous sustenance with Nobulous is our option 1. There's a reason Nobulous has survived this long. He's got a wealth of good advice. Each Gearlock might place up to 4 defense dice in active slots for use in their next battle. We would also get a training loot. We would get a loot. Or dinner will waste valuable time. Let's get going. Each Gearlock gains a deck stat. Oh yeah, deck stat, please. Get that up to 4. Thank you very much. We get 1 loot for the party. Well, guess what? I'm a party of 1. I'll take 1 loot. And when you get 1 loot, when you're me, you get 2 loot, and I can keep 1. So I'll take a look at those. I do want to get a progress point counter. We need to get 6 before we can face Nam. We're going to get 1 progress point here, so I'll just put a die there to indicate that, and we get an additional training point. The load I picked, we have Raider Armor. 1's rolled on your defense dice may be upgraded to 2s. Oh, this isn't great, dude. And because it's heavy, right? So it's like the thing that makes her like awesome is now all of a sudden being changed in a way that's not great. Bones rolled on your defense dice may be converted to 1's. Defense heavy. I could start with it and just drop it. I don't know. Or the treasure trove loot. Shuffle the special encounter, the Ebonite Doorway, into your encounter deck if it has not already been shuffled in or completed. I'll keep the Raider Armor for now. I don't really love the Ebonite Doorway for a couple reasons. One, the fact that the Ebonite Doorway does not give you a progress point, I find really like tricky because if you lose a battle, so there's 8 days that we have to get 6 progress points. Well, assuming we get 1 progress point per success, if we lose 1 battle and then we get the Ebonite Doorway, well, we can't actually take it because now we won't be able to get up to the progress points needed to attack the Tyrant by the final day. So the Ebonite Doorway is kind of a little bit of a miss for me as well, although the training points are nice, but plus I would need to roll it. There's a chance I never get to it. But this Raider armor thing, the Raider armor could be very helpful in this first battle for sure. So bye-bye Ebonite Doorway. We will put you in a discard pile over here, and we'll put this here a little off screen. And I have one more progress point. The beginner strat guide says I should get more health, but I want to get to lucky. I love that. The Longblade's awesome, which I will talk about. Wildborn can be good. I mean, I understand the health, but I do have the Raider armor that will really help. The extra dex will help. So this let me, and I do this thing where if I get 2 progress points, I'm sorry, if I get 2 training points in one day, I like to spend 1 on stats and 1 on skills. It really forces me to use more of the skills. So it's kind of like this unofficial variant that I play for myself. So it does mean I'm not doing optimal builds a lot, but it does mean that I'm having a lot more fun for me in using the skills the way I can use them. Buddy, by the way, I bought the Age of Tyranny with my too many bones. You suggested I am really happy about it. I've only played like 10 games and I'm already starting to get sick of the first 3 encounters. Yeah. So glad that worked out for you. I very much wish I did not buy the extra stuff with the Hop Muckers of Storm Kickstarter, because it took me a long time to get it, and I was like, oh man, I really need this stuff, because yeah, it was I was just stuck with the original stuff for a little bit longer than is ideal, especially for content creation. But you know, we got there, and I'm happy to have the new stuff now. So we're gonna go to day 2. So the day counter is done. Our first encounter is over. We'll see how long I keep this Raider armor with its heaviness. So heaviness means it takes up 3 of my 4 loot slots, which isn't great, especially when you're a freaking treasure hunter. But I digress. Let's go ahead and get our day 2 encounter. Howl of a good time! Wolves can smell a battle a mile away. Their instincts make them cunning opponents, but allies? While the Ebon have chosen to greet us at Opendar's doorstep, a pack of wolves stands nearby watching the Ebon closely. One wolf has a gearloc bandana wrapped around its neck. From Duster? It never hurts to have a little help in battle, but it could be a carefully laid trap. Duster always tends to be one step ahead. That Duster, she's so clever. Remember, from a timeline standpoint, this is still the Duster of old, right? This is still the Duster who was a tyrant. This is not Duster, the lovable ally Gearlock that we have come to know and love. So we have Nod to the Alpha Wolf is our first option. The wolves surround the battlefield, herding our attackers into a more beneficial position. Battle queue is baddie points. Only 2 baddies may be on the battle mat at a time. There's only going to be 2 anyway. So obviously we're going to do option 2, motion to the Alpha to hold off. Better safe than wolf food. Battle queue is baddie points. We will get 2 training points if we succeed, plus a progress point, plus a loot, which means I get 2 loot and I can keep 1. So, I should have scouted at the end of day 1. Where's the D6 with the game? So we're scouting. This is part of the day 1 end of adventure stuff. And I rolled a 1. We have the Kobold, Green Thumb, Hardy. That's fine. He's not so bad. So we're going to have a battle queue of 2 because it's a 1-player game. So 1 times 2 is 2. And we're going to put this here. We have in lane number 1, the Kobold Green Thumb comes into play with 3 health in a melee position. And lane 2, we have the Grunting Tromper is going to come into lane 2. It's also a melee baddie. Here's a lane 2 marker. 4 health. We'll put him here. We have the round die here, the innie dies. The Kobold Green Thumb is a 4. The Tromper is a 3. I'm going to knock these chips off my table, so I'm going to get these a little bit more spread out. That's fine. First time I put the health down here. Just trying to make that work a little bit better. And now we have our innie die. I'm rolling. It's a 4, so we're first. I am a melee ranged little nugget is what I am. If it dex a 4, he's hardy. Oh, that's stout and rating. So let me go through the elements. So Dom uses scales baddies or elements. I'm not playing Spirit Island. Scales baddie, orc baddies, and troll baddies. The kobold is a scales baddie. Hardy means they only lose 1 health per round. And then we have the tromper is a from the Splice Dice baddies. Again, Splice Dice was a review copy sent to me by Chip Theory Games. It is stout and raiding. So it is a dual baddie type. It is, again, both, as I said, both orc and troll. Stout means its last health has to come from fatigue, so it is going to be on the mat until that. And raiding means if there were other troll type baddies on the mat, its attack stat would be increased by 1 for each additional troll type baddie on the mat beyond the tromper itself. There are no other troll type baddies, but it does mean that I can't kill him until we get to fatigue, or he's going to have to die from fatigue. And that's obviously means I need to survive a little bit, which makes me very happy I have my Raider armor. Now, if I can get up to 4 bones, I could disable that, but that's going to be easier said than done. And I don't feel like getting smashed in the head by both of these guys in the first round. So I'm going to go here, and then it's my turn. I have 4 decks. I'm going to use 1 dex to get here. I have 3 more decks. I'm going to roll a defense die, and I'm going to roll an attack die, and I'm going to roll my longswords. Now, if I roll bones, I actually might want to keep the bones to start getting my slingshots up. They're only attacking me 1 each, but I do need to survive too, so hopefully we'll see. I mean, so in a sense, rolling bones with my attack die and hitting with the longswords is fine. Now, what's the deal with the longswords? That's a skill I took. The longswords has 6 die faces. Shocker. I'd be surprised. Now, 5 of these has a does 1 damage. 1 of those does 2 damage. It's a skill die, and I'm a ranged baddie, so I can roll this against any baddie on the map, but I have to choose my target before I roll, right? So my target's going to be the green thumb, which is the only reason I can roll my attack die as well, because, again, I'm not using my slingshots. And this die always hits. The other thing, too, is once I use this die, it comes back to my little skill area, so it's a reusable attack die that I can use to any baddie on the mat, and it always hits. It's freaking awesome. It's a really, really good skill. All right, so I moved up. I have 3 more decks. I'm rolling these 3 dice. I do 3 damage. This comes back here, but 3 damage is reduced to 1 because of Hardy. Remember, Hardy means they can only lose 1 health on any 1 turn. I rolled a defense of a 1. I'm going to make it a 2 and put that in my active slot. And that will be helpful, and this will come out. We're now going to go to the green thumb's turn. The green thumb's going to roll a attack die against me. It rolls a 1. That 1 damage ticks my shield down to 1. And now the tromper is going to move 1, 2. We go to round 2. Lee says, Monty, have you tried the Age of Tyranny campaign? That is a thing I'm going to be a long time away from trying. I'm very curious, though, to try that at some point soon. Getting another defense die will be helpful, especially if I keep this Raider armor so I can roll multiple defense dice. But I think for now, again, I still just need to survive a little bit. So, yeah, I have that 1 defense die. That's great. I don't want the tromper to get to me. Another thing I do is kind of a modification for myself. Whenever I move the baddies, if I have a choice, I try to keep the baddies in the center. It just prevents some of the gaminess of like, oh, I could just run around and you'll die in fatigue. And it's a good strategy. I'm glad it's there for like beginning players. I always feel a little bit cheesy doing it now as a more experienced player of the game. So this is, again, different things I have done to modify my game experience of this game between like how I allocate progress, training points, and how I move things around the map. So anyway, so I moved 1, 2. I have 2 more decks. I'm going to roll the longswords, which always hits, and an attack die against the green thumb, kind of like a bones. Nope, did not bones on my attack die. I do 1 damage. Again, it would have been 3 damage, or 2 damage, but Hardy ticked it down to 1. The green thumb's attacking me. It rolls a bone, so it bones. My defense die stays in there. The tromper moves over there. We go to round 3. So let's get rid of this kobold. That doesn't mean I'm going to get smacked in the face by this tromper. So there's no sense in moving. What I'm going to do is take these broken wings. Actually, I can attack him from anywhere with the long sword, the long blade. I keep saying long sword. It's a different thing, Greg. It's a Longblade. Excellent. I'm going to... I should probably change that in the title. I think I wrote long swords in the title. Oops, whatever. It's a long blade. It's a really long blade. I can reach across the map. We're going to go 1 there. That will make sure the chomper has to go in the corner. And so that's 1. I have 2 more decks, or 3 more decks. I'm just going to roll the long blade. Again, I can't miss. I do 1 damage. We have killed the green thumb. And now the Tromper is going to go 1 and 2, and the Tromper is going to roll 1 attack die against me. He's like, I got you, finally. He boneses. Actually, yeah, since I wasn't adjacent, I couldn't roll an attack die to try to get a bones against the green thumb. So here we are. This dude is out. We go to round 4. All right, I'm going to move 1, 2, 3. And then re-roll this and try to chase some bones. I really want to get my sling stones up. 1, 2, 3. There's a not rolling. I'm not doing any damage to him. We're in round 4. Nah, maybe I should just let him attack me a little bit. Yeah, so I have 3 dice. I have 4 decks. I'm adjacent to him. I'm not going to move. I changed my mind. I'm going to take the defense die out and re-roll it. Long blade, 2 attack dice. That's all 4 of my decks, and that's all of my defense and my attack stats. All right, I bones on the attack, which is perfect. I bones on the defense, which is probably also fine. I'll take that. And then I did 3 damage. Now, I could take that up to a 1 with Raider Armor, but I'd actually rather the bones. And then I did 3 damage to the Tromper, so it's down to 1 health. Remember, its last health has to come out because of fatigue, so I can't do any more damage to him in the normal manners. All right, Mrs. Playthroughs makes an appearance. Hello, Mrs. Playthroughs. She's not amused. So the Tromper is now attacking me. It does 1 damage. I lose the health. We go to round 5. Again, he's going to have to die from fatigue. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, and roll. And my bad, last turn I would have done the collect stones, take this up to 1. Remember, you always use backup plan once a turn, and I wanted multiple bones so I could do exactly that. So I moved 1, 2, 3. I'm rolling an offense die. Still have 1 dex left. I did not bones. I'll take this up to a 2 because why not? The Tromper moves down here. I'm going to use, also on my turn with the backup plan, I'm going to get another stone. So I have 2 sling stones. We go to fatigue rounds. I take a damage. Tromper takes a damage. And that is the end of that battle. These come out. During the end of day thing, I'm going to actually use a recovery option to get Nugget back to 4 health. We have 2 training points and a loot for each Gearlock. It's a 1-player game, so just a loot for Nugget over here. Since I get a loot, I draw 2, I keep 1. Mixed berries, heal yourself for 3 hit points in battle or 5 hit points outside of battle, or Fortunate Discovery. Now, Fortunate Discovery is interesting. I could spend the Fortunate Discovery just to make this a 5. I prefer to kind of do it the other way and then try to get other things. My other Fortunate Discoveries are Gem Decoy and Scrambler. I don't think either of them are all that great, although I think Gem Decoy could be really helpful late game. The problem with Gem Decoy, as soon as you get it, you have to roll, and then, like, whatever the number is, and, like, it's only, what is it? I guess half this die will be a 5. Well, whatever it... as soon as you get it, you have to roll, you put it in your locked slot, and then you can put it on the battle mat during one of your turns in the future. What is it? Half this die is a 5, 1's a 20, and a third of it's a 1. And what it allows you to do is you put it adjacent to a baddie, and the next turn the baddie will go after it instead of after you. And when it gets there, then this just comes off the board and exhausts. So it basically buys you a turn to get away from a baddie. It's fine. It's not my favorite of skills. I think I'll take the mixed berries. And that way, if I drop the Raider Armor, that's fine. The thing about the Gem Decoy, if you lose a battle and it's in a locked slot and you haven't used it, it gets exhausted. So the Fortunate Discovery is making the Sling Stones a 5 is usually better. Or I could keep the Fortunate Discovery, and then if my Sling Stones ever get down to 0, I could just discard a Fortunate Discovery to get that back to 5. But I kind of like the mixed berries. I have the Raider armor. Nah, there's so many fortunate discoveries in there. I'll take the mixed berries. I like berries. Berries are delicious. All right, so that's done. Now we get 2 training points. I'm going to spend 1 to get. I want to get like Nugget's dagger, especially there's so many baddies that have the hardy among the scales. So Nugget's dagger can be helpful. It adds a bleed effectively. The Wildborn's interesting. It allows me to put a baddie back on the mat to just basically take it off the mat for a turn. And that would get me up to lucky a little quicker, which is kind of where I want to be. The question is, yeah, I guess I can delay getting the health because I have the mixed berries. So I will try to get another defense, which will really help me maximize the Raider armor, while still getting bones to get my sling stones all the way up. So I'm going to roll for a training attempt for defense. I did not roll the bones, so we're going to get a 1 here, and then I will go ahead and take Wildborn. So Wildborn, what Wildborn does, if I could find it, where are you? When you roll Wildborn, 1/3 of that is, I'm sorry, 1/6 of this is a bones that you have to use. It's a mandatory use bones, so you have to put it in your backup plan, and then it exhausts after you use the bones. It's unfortunate, but it's what happens. 1/3 of this die is a 5. And half of this die is a 1. And the 1, if I roll a 1, it means I can take a 1-point baddie off the battle map, put it on top of the encounter card, or put it on the bottom of the baddie queue, and then it will come back in. And then if I roll, it's called mislead, by the way. And if I roll the 5, I can take a 5 or a 1-point baddie off the battle mat and put them on the bottom of the battle queue, and then we'll see them again later. But I really want to get to Lucky. I think Lucky is a very cool mechanic, so I like playing with that for sure. Rocket says I'd re-roll the defense if it is locked 1 due to Raider with spare dex. Oh, right, that makes sense. So Lee's saying because I have Raider armor, whenever I have an extra dex, it always makes sense to re-roll it. Because worst case scenario, I bones and then I take it back up to a 1. And if I just roll the 1, then I can make it a 2. If I roll a 2, then I have a 2. So that's absolutely correct. That was a bad miss of strategy by me. So I appreciate Lee pointing out my silliness. I had a lot of other words in my head right there, but I'll go with silliness. That's fine. All right, we're going to go to encounter number 3, the wingless dragon. Toothless, missing an eye, and rarely clean. Carnival, or Carney for short, is one of the more interesting Gearlocks living in Obendar. He's also brilliant, and perhaps insane. He ventured to the banks of the Sabran to build his latest game, the Wingless Dragon, a catapult to launch passerbys. I did this the other day, and I'm just remembering. I'm like, yeah, right, I know what this is. A catapult to launch passers-by over the Sabran. For a small fee, of course. Like most of his games, winning seems unlikely. Landing safely on the opposite shore seems impossible. But who knows? He swears it's safe, or our money back, and his childlike smile hints that it might be fun. Catapults and small fragile creatures, really? So we can place a stack of 3 health chips on baddie melee position 4 and baddie range position 2. Each Gearlock and party will attempt... This is really silly. All right. I've grown to like just kind of lean into the silliness instead of being like, oh, what are we doing? All right, so we have 3 health chips here, 3 health chips here. We would basically take an attack die and we'd have an attempt to, we have to slide it through there or we have to flick it through there. I suck at flicking, and anyone who's like crocodile with me would be able to vouch for that I'm terrible at flicking. So you have to slide it and try to get it through. If you do, then you succeed, and we get a loot for this extra reward here. No, my bad. Encounter success is achieved no matter what the outcome. So I'm getting a loot, and I'm getting 2 training points. But all right, so here's the downside. So I'm just getting my head wrapped around these cards again, because again, I'm pretty new to these encounters. So option one, I try to get a die through there. If I do, I don't have to take the penalty. If I don't, I lose a health point, because again, the wingless dragon, I crashed in this in a brawn clearly, and it hurt me, and now I lose a health point ahead. I begin the next battle with 1 health point less. So it's not like I could lose a health point and then in my recovery option recover. I have to begin the next battle with 1 health point less. That's not great. That would give me that to 3 health. That's not a lot of health going into a battle. The other side is like, you know what? I can forget this. Not even try to do it. I don't get the extra loot, but honestly, I don't have space for a loot right now anyway. And then I get 2 more training points. I think it makes sense to try it, and if I get the loot, great, and see if I get something better than the experience. I'm not that excited about them. I'll get the 2 extra training points. So I get the 2 training points and the progress point either way. If I do the top one, I also get to look at 2 more loot either way. It just means that if I fail, I would start with 1 less ship. I hope all that made sense. Sorry, it took me a second to remember like what the actual deal is, right? So I can take 2 practice attempts. I'm not in the greatest position for this, but at least I'm a lefty. So this will be a practice attempt. That was terrible. My second practice attempt, yeah. Doing this while live streaming is not great. All right, that would have been a success. So this is the real thing. Hey, we did it, kids. Excellent. So I don't lose a health point. Exciting times with too many bones. I'm going to get myself 2 loot. See if I want to discard the mixed berries here. So the Zelfie Seeds heal any Gearlock for 2 hit points, or fresh bog meat. In battle, heal yourself for 5 hit points, then add a poison 2 effect die to your Gearlock. The mixed berries are looking mighty fine, so forget the loot. I'm glad I kind of cycle through that a little bit more. I get another progress point, and I get 2 training points. I'm going to go ahead and take Lucky. We'll explain how that works in a second. And for my stat increase over here, I will go ahead and get myself another health. Bam, so that gives me another health chip. Now, what's the lucky die do? At the beginning of a battle, I can put this in an active slot. And whatever it is, if I don't roll the bones, I get that benefit. So I like to set it on the bone slot, especially until I get my sling stones up to 5. And so if I don't roll the bones, I basically get a bones. If I don't roll the bones and I have that up, I basically get a health back. That can be super important in later battles after my sling stones are fully engaged. If I don't roll the bones on that, I do +1 damage to the baddie, to my target for that turn. And if I don't roll the bones on and I have that up, I get to add a defense die of a 1 into my active slots. So I'm going to, at the beginning of the battle, I always put it up on that side. Again, +1 bones if I don't roll the bones, because sometimes I really want bones. That disable can be really nice. The coup de grace can be really nice. There are definitely things I like about Nugget's little backup plan up here. Monty says, no, I just played it like 10 times. Like I said, I am not getting the rules right yet. At the end of every battle, I'm like, oh, I got that wrong. Yep. Welcome to Chip Theory Games. It's an adventure worth getting on, but yeah, getting your head around these rule sets can be quite the challenge. All right, we're gonna go to day 4. So I never actually ticked it up to day 3. So we're at day 4. We have 3 progress points. We have gotten already 6 training points, including the one that had to be spent on Dex. I like where we're at. Let's see if we can keep this party rolling forward. All right, we're gonna roll the die now. So I have 7 cards left in here, and I'm going to take a d8 and see what's up. I rolled a 7. We have ourselves a Tyrant encounter on day 4. What? Yeah, buddy. All right, let's do this up. You got SERPed. I hate when I get SERPed. Barreling down the path in his direction is Nam himself, seemingly running at full tilt. The ground shakes under a body of pure muscle. He appears ready to end this journey on the spot, but instead bounds past without incident. His thunderclub slams into the forehead of another, even larger troll charging from behind. This is as close to a troll election as one will ever see. There's no ballot box in sight, but perhaps Gearlocks can vote with arrows and swords. So option 1 gives us a progress point, 2 training points, and a loot each. And option 2 is just really bad. What? I don't know. Option 1, get out and vote. The battle queue is the Troll Usurper. Is a 20-point baddie. I have never done this one, and I think I have to do it because whatever, it will be insane. So we're looking for the Troll Usurper, which is a 20-point baddie, and I'm assuming he's going to be in the 20-point baddie stacks. Oh, I know why I'd never done this one. That's right. So Age of Tyranny added, no, I'm sorry, 40 days added some Tyrant encounters to some of the Tyrants. So I have literally never seen this. I am super interested. So this is a 40 days extra event. You're seeing it here live for the first time, folks. So the Troll Usurper is going to come into play with 9 health. It has 4 attack and 3 shield, or two defense. I don't know why I said 3 shield. None of that was accurate. So we're going to put this sucker onto the battle mat, but we're also adding Nom. Oh, by the way, I was supposed to also scout last turn. I rolled a 2, so we could scout this. It is a Troll Brute. That's fine. Troll Brute can stay right there. So that was my scouting for day 3. Back to day 4. I'm going to reshuffle the 20-point baddies. We're unlikely to see any of these in a true solo game, but, you know, just in case. And now we add Nom. When you add something, it gets added to the top. Nom has 6 health. I'm going to throw him around. We have his little Tyrant die. He's going to go in lane 1. He's a melee baddie. He can move diagonally. The Troll Usurper does not bring any other 5-point baddies in play. Neither does Nom for that matter. He's going to be in lane 2. We're going to put him in the melee thing. So he's got Recover 2 and Aggravated. I don't know what Aggravated is. So here is our Splice Dice Master reference. If any baddie has been defeated this battle, this unit gains +2 attack. Interesting. And Recover 2, he will recover 2 health every turn. That's rough. Nom has Thick Skin 3, which is bananas, and he has Recover. I forgot about the Thick Skin 3. I'm definitely going to have to build to surpass that. That could be a wee bit of a challenge. Just a little bit. So he has Recover 1. He also has this little Tyrant die, which I will give to him. All defense dice removed before target for applying damage, and Thunderclub after Nom's attack, knock target to the furthest position away from its current position on the battle mat and deal 1 true damage. But he's only rolling 1 attack die. So this is going to be a nice little battle royale, people. For this battle, Troll Usurper and Nom will only target each other. Once either Nom or Troll Usurper is defeated, battle is ended. If Troll Usurper defeats Nom, Tyrant battle becomes persistent. Usurper Tyrant battle queue baddie points. Add Troll Usurper to top battle queue. Usurper uses Nom's Tyrant die. Wow, I do not want to deal with the Troll Usurper. So we're going to try to help Nom defeat the Troll Usurper. I think this is how this goes. I really don't like this dude. Yeah, I think I can deal with the Thunder Club. I think I can deal with Nom and that Recover 1 and that Thick Skin 3 and only 1 defense die a little bit easier than this Aggravated, where if I would have to beat him first because anything else dies before him. Well, I guess it's not going to be we ignore the battle queue in a true solo game. So I guess the Troll Usurper wouldn't be absolutely terrible, but he would gain this. So we wouldn't have to worry about the Aggravated, but 9 health and then Recover 2. I mean, I think I'd rather take my chances with the Recover 1 and the Thick Skin, no? That does mean I need to get my attack stat, my dex way the heck up. We also got Duster's Dagger, which will be able to undo the Recover 1. Yeah, I think we want Nom to win this. Great. So, final answer. We're doing option 1. The option 2 on this card is cut the campaign short. We end this right here, right now. Battle queue, baddie points, and Troll Usurper. Eventually just add Nom Tyrant to top of battle queue. Oh, that's bananas. I really like the flavor of this one. All right. The other option is this would become the Tyrant battle. That's crazy. I am definitely not strong enough to defeat either of these guys. The other option is like this becomes the Tyrant battle, and I have to beat both the Troll Usurper and Nom and baddie points. So I'd have to beat the Troll Usurper, Nom, and a battle queue of 4. That's never happening. So we have to choose option 1, which gives me 2 training points, a loot, and a progress point. And success is guaranteed no matter who the heck wins. Persistent and great. So let's go vote for Nom. We're voting for Nom, people. That's how this is working. So I'm going to put this dude here. They only target each other. So that's fantastic. We can basically just take cheap shots at the Troll Usurper for the rest of this battle. Brian Gearlock with a super chat. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate the support. Hello, Greg. Good luck with Nugget. I love Nugget. Nugget's really fun. All right. So both of our loot's going to be absolutely useless because I'm not going to lose any health, and I don't need Raider armor. I could try to get my innate +1. I might lose my Raider armor if the loot I pick are really good. Wildborn's going to be totally unnecessary, and minimum I can get my slingshots up, and we'll call it a day. Nom's going to come onto the battle mat with a 2. Oh, the Troll Usurper has a 4 too. That's another reason to really dig Nom, because the 4 could definitely mean we're going to go second in that Tyrant battle. And who the heck wants that? That was the wrong die. This will go here. And we're rolling for our initiative. I rolled a 5, so wasting a good roll on a battle where it doesn't matter. I'm going to go first. I have a dex of 4. I'm rolling 2 attack dice and the Longblade. There is no reason to roll a defense die at all, I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Well, I can turn it into a 1. Yeah, I don't need defense, so who really cares? I can roll this as a try to get a bones. So these are my 4 dice. I did not get a bones. I'm going to not take that. I'm going to put that back. I do 3 damage to the Troll Usurper. I rolled 1 bones on that attack die, and there's no shield in this guy yet, so he is down to 6 health. The Troll Usurper is, and this Longblade goes back on my board. The Troll Usurper now goes, he's only attacking Nom. He rolls 4 attack dice, 2 defense dice, and he has recover 2. So he gets 2 health back. So he's back to 8. So I took away 3. He gets back 2. 6 defense, 6 dice against Nom. He does 5 damage, but thick skin 3. So, and he gets 2 shield. So 1 and 2. 5 damage is Nom, thick skin 3, so only 2 gets through. Nom's down to 4 health. Just 2 trolls just duking it out here. And that's that. Nom, I'm assuming, will roll his attack die for sure. Don't see why he won it. Nom's going to roll his Tyrant die. He's going to roll an attack die. He's going to recover 1. So he's up to 5 health. And he's rolling a defense die. All right. We rolled on Nom. All defense dice are removed from the target before applying damage. So those defense dice are out. 2 damage. 1 shield. And that will work. Put that back there. This goes here. We go to round 2. Nugget's attacking. She's going to have the Longblade, 2 attack dice, and again, chasing. Oh, I would have used this for sure to get this up to 3. I mean, disable. Can I disable? I don't think I can disable the Usurper. My backup plan. Yeah, it's a 5-point baddie or less. Yeah, that would have been really strong. So I got this up to 3. I'm rolling these 4 dice against the Usurper. Did not roll a bones with that. I'll put that back. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 damage total. That knocks the Usurper down 4 more damage. He's got 2 health left. On his turn, he's going to recover 2. He's attacking Nom. He's rolling. I don't know why he's like not annoyed at this little this little annoying creature next to it. He's like, no, troll, only troll smash. Excellent. So he's rolling 4 attack dice and 2 defense dice against Nam. Lots of bones, only 1 health there. He did recover 2 already. He does 2 damage, which knocks off the shield, but does not get through the thick skin. So that was a really bad roll for him, which is good for us. We can get through this battle. Nam's going to go on his turn. Nam's rolling his Tyrant die, an attack die, and a defense die, and also is recovering 1. So Nam's back to full health. So it's looking pretty safe that we're going to wallop this dude. He does Thunder Club. So Thunder Club means that after Nam's attack, knock target to the follower's position away from the current position on the battle mat and deal it 1 true damage. So it did 1 damage, so we take off the shield. We get a shield, and then we knock this dude to the follower's position on the mat. Follower's position on the mat, I think, would be here. Follower's position on... Knock target to the follower's position away from its current position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is going to be here. Gets knocked over there, and 1 true damage, so it's down to 3 health. And Nam gets his Tyrant die back. And we go to round 3. Nugget has 4 decks. And I don't want to use my Sling Stones for this. So Nugget's going to go 1, 2. He's going to roll the Longblade. Oh, I didn't roll any bones last turn. So I should have added the bones because of lucky. And then I would have used that to up my slingshot. Sling Stone. I'm rolling these 2 dice. I did roll the bones this turn. I did 1 damage. So this dude's down to 2 health. He was there last turn. And I'm going to use that bonus to get my Sling Stone up to max of 5. Longblade goes back in. He only targets Nam. Yeah, so he's not going to attack me even though I'm with Jason. He only targets Nam. We got 4 health there. So he's going to move 1, 2. He's attacking Nam. He's rolling 4 attack dice, 2 defense dice. Lots of bonuses again. 2 shield, 4 damage. Removes that thick skin 3. So nothing gets through to Nam. Nam's turn. Nam's going to roll an attack die, his Tyrant die, and a defense die. He's attacking the Usurper. Bones doesn't do anything, but he does knock this dude to the follower's position. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to go over here, so I'm going to have a hard time attacking him, and he takes 1 true damage. It's going to be harder to defeat this guy than I thought. We go to round 4. This is crazy, dude. This goes here. I have no chance of getting up there and doing much of anything. So I'll use the Longblade to attack from here and 1 attack die. At least get the defense down. I don't know. Is it worth it? I'm going to get a bones. I could use it back. So 1 attack die and this. I'm going to tick this down to a 4. But I know I'll be able to get it back. So rolling these 3 dice, I do 2 damage, takes away both of those. I did not roll a bone, so I get a bones from that. I'm going to use that immediately as my 1 turn backup plan to get the Sling Stones up to 5. And I'm going to put Wildborn back here. The Troll Usurper goes 1, 2. It does get 2 more health, so it's up to 5 health total. It's attacking Nam with 4 attack dice, 2 defense. Nam has no shield up. 5 damage. Thick Skin 1 absorbs 3, so 2 damage. Nam's going to heal 1 of this turn, so I'll just do that right now. Good thing is dude didn't roll any bone, didn't roll any shield. He bones them both his defense dice. Nam's turn. Attack die, defense die, Tyrant die. 2 damage of bones on the defense. and take all defense dice off before applying damage. Ended up being pretty useless. Probably not worth me spending 2 decks to move. Oh, I guess it would be the same result. Great. So I'm going to move 1, 2, get over there. Long swords, attack die. This is a melee. I don't need to use the sling stones. We are in round 5, by the way. I roll 2 damage. This guy's down to 1 health. He recovers 2. He gets the health back. He's got out. He's got alligator blood. Can't get rid of him. And if someone knows where that's from, congratulations. He's now rolling 4 dice against Nam with the 2. Again, we are on round 5, so we are going to hit fatigue, which will help end this. So 4 damage, 6 scan 3, so 1. Nam's going to heal 1, so I'll leave that, but we have 3 shield, which is bananas. Nam's turn, we already healed him 1. He's rolling this, an attack die, and a defense die. Would like to remove those defense. Didn't work. 1 damage. We get to reduce that shield from 2 down to 1. Bones on his own defense, and then Thunder Club will cement him over here, and 1 true damage. We go to fatigue rounds. Nugget loses the health. Nam loses the health. This dude loses the health. Hopefully Nugget can end this. We have to get 3 damage, though. I think it's going to make sense to just do it. I'm going to spend the slingshots down to 3. So I spent 2 slingshots. I'm going to use 2 attack dice and the long swords. And I'll roll the Wildborn, because why not? So 3 damage. That takes off the 2 shields and defeats him. I didn't roll the bones, so I can do this in any order. I will take a bones and then spend the bones to get my sling stones back to 4. We have successfully defeated the Troll Usurper. That just ends the encounter immediately. Nam remains the Tyrant to beat in the Tyrant battle at the end of this adventure. I dig it. That was a that was a fun little twist. I was very confused when I pulled that card. I was like, "What the heck is?" Why have I never seen this? I know it's been a while since I played Nam, but my memory is not that bad. That was pretty funny. All right, cool. Done. Nam is victorious thanks to our help. We are at 4 health. I will just recover to full because that makes sense. We're going to get our 2 training points and our progress point. Progress is up to 4. Because that was day 4. And I will get a loot each. Fortune Discovery or the Red Minotaur. I don't love either of them. I'm really not digging this loot right now. Not digging the loot. We're going to put those over there. Treasure hunting has been underwhelming. 5 done. And now we get 2 training points. I will try to train my attack stat. So my first training point, trying to train attack, did not bones. So we get attack stat up to 1. Getting attack stat up real high against Nom is going to be of paramount importance. And then I will take Nugget's Dagger because I love it. So those are my first 4 points spent on skills. Those are my favorite 4 skills from Nugget. Obviously, also need to get some serious dex up. So if I got like a loot that was like extra dex on a turn, that'd be super attractive to me because I'm going to want to be able to roll a lot of attack dice. So that could be one way to make that happen. Combat proficiency can be great. Probably going combat proficiency, dash. I don't even know what Golden Touch is. Yeah, Golden Touch is a training thing. Not that great. Dash can be really helpful, especially if Nom is knocking me all over the map. So that was day 4. Super interesting. We go to encounter day 5. Let me check the chat and see what's up. Bones. Does defense have a better chance of bones than your skill dice if you're after bones? True. Yeah, I probably could have done that. I don't know what I was after. You know, math. Yeah, defense are double for sure. Brian says yes, bones are 50% on defense dice. I think there are no. There's only 2 of the 6, a third of the time on defense. Rocket says yeah, I'm being diplomatic. I appreciate the overseas diplomacy. Brian says sorry. That was a car from 40 Days in Daelore, I believe. Inventive encounter, in my opinion. Yeah, it was really cool. That was really cool. I did not expect that at all. And then agreed. Says Brian, Gearlocks don't usually team up with Tyrants unless you play Duster. I love Duster. And her pupster. All right, Duster and her pupster. Right. Fan fiction by solo playthroughs. All right, let's make this happen. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 encounters left. We already did a new Tyrant encounter, so that was super fun. Rolling a d6. I rolled a 4. Not a new encounter. And if it's that stupid Gearlock baby child thing, I quit. I don't think it is. Trust your gut. Rarely do I second guess my gut, but this is a battle. All right. But today might be the day. An inevitable battle awaits me up ahead, but there are 2 distinctly different camps blocking the way. The first appears to be filled with swarms of underlings and new recruits. Excuse me, I don't know what that sound was, but I'm sure that sounded weird on your end. The second camp, though less populous, only contains burly and battle-tested foes. While I enjoy hacking and slashing my way through countless E-Bond as much as the next Gearlock, at some point I will run out of steam. My gut says to second guess my gut, but my gut is also very hungry, and now my head hurts. I'm a sucker for a good old hack and slash. Battle point, baddie, baddie Q is battle points minus using only 1 point baddies only. So we have 5 1 point baddies. For the first 3 rounds of battle, any baddies that are defeated are added to the bottom of the battle queue. Alternatively, I've got speed, time for some kiting, 2 5 point melee baddies. For this battle, you may move up to 3 positions, ignore decks at the end of your turn. And it's only melee baddies. I kind of dig that. I don't know if I want to deal with a billion 1-pointers. All right, we'll do option 2. There's no extra rewards for either option. So option 2 it is. I don't know. I don't know where I put the, oh, here it is. Gotta show what option I'm choosing here. The little progress token they give you if you have the mat, which I just never felt the need to pick up, to be quite honest. All right, here we go. So 2 5-point melee baddies. Are you melee? You are melee. Are you melee? You are melee. All right. Excellent. That was easy. So the Troll Enforcer comes in. Troll Enforcer is going to be in lane 1 with 5 health. Is rolling 3 attack dice, 2 defense dice, thick skin 1, and taunt if it rolls a bones. The Troll Brewmaster has recover 1 and thick skin 1. It has 3 attack dice. And that's that. Bam. Getting up to a disable could be important for sure. I'm going to put the bones thing up here. And we have the bleed, which can really help make the Troll Enforcer go away. Or I could just utterly counter the Brewmaster. But the Brewmaster doesn't have any defense. So I think I like the bleed against the Troll Enforcer more. I can go anywhere, and then remember, at the end of my turn, I can move 1. Let me see what my any die roll is before I get too excited about that. The Troll Enforcer comes in with a 3, and I'm sorry, the Troll Brewmaster comes in with a 3. The Troll Enforcer comes in with a 2. I will roll. I rolled a 3. Oh, looky me, I'm first again. I will go here, and let's try to get rid of one of these dudes and just make our lives a little bit easier. So I'm there. At the end of my turn, I can move up to 3 positions, ignoring decks. Don't mind if I do. I'm rolling 2 attack dice, the Longblade and Duster's Dagger. If he comes down and hits me. Nope. I'm gonna get smashed by him for sure. Unless I get real lucky. I mean, there's a chance I kill him. If I don't kill him, I have the mixed berries. I hope I don't roll 5 damage in his first. Oh, he's at thick skin 1 too. That's not going to work. Let me get some defense. I'm going to roll 1 defense die. Let me make sure I survive my first attack. All right, so rolling these suckers. 4 dice. I only have 4 decks. Definitely need to up that soon. And so I get 1 bones. I do have Revitalize over here too, which is fine. I get 3 damage, and we add a bleed die. So I exhaust Nuggets. I keep saying Duster's Dagger. Nuggets Dagger. I exhaust that. That also does 1 damage, but again, Thick Skin 1 absorbs the first point of damage, but at least we get the bleed effect on him. And now I can do 2 damage with the Longblade. Remember, Thick Skin 1 already absorbed the 1 point of damage from Nuggets Dagger. This goes out. I have a defense of a 2. I can take that up to a 2. Thank you, Raider Armor. And then with my 3 points of move that I have after, at the end of my turn, I'm going to move down to here. That will be interesting. We're going to go to the Brewmaster. The Brewmaster is going to come 1, 2. If that's going to happen, I'm going to move 1, 2, 3. I think that's a better. Nope, then he can get to me. Not. I don't want to be stuck in this corner with that guy here. I think that's a bad spot to be. I'll just move 1, 2. This guy, I'll keep him moving toward the center. The Troll Enforcer loses the health because of bleed. He attacks with 3 attack dice, 2 defense dice. I did roll a bones there, so I don't get a bones from that. Yeah, I think getting up to disable and disabling that thick skin 1 and stuff, and that recover could be really strong. Troll Enforcer gets 3 shield, which is a lot. He does bones, which means we add the taunt die to him, so which means if I'm adjacent, I have to attack him, which I would only attack him anyway. And he does 2 damage to me, which means I just lose my 2 defense, and I don't take any damage. That's that. We go to round 2. He's going to go away in 2 turns. I don't think I attack anybody. He has 3 defense. That's just a lot of defense. So what I can do is I'll move 1, 2, and then I'll roll a defense die and Wildborn. I did roll a bones, that goes there. I could put a 5-point baddie back in the battle queue. I don't think that makes any sense, because what's the point? And then I have 3 movement that I could use. I'm getting attacked by the Troll Enforcer anyway, so I'm not going to move. I'm just going to stay there. Oh, I bones on the defense. With Raider Armor, I'm going to make that a 1. That's stronger. But I did roll a... I don't think I can turn this into a 1 with Raider Armor and still get the benefit of lucky, so I assume I just make that a 1 and call it a day. The Troll Brewmaster is going to move 1, 2. Oops, I knocked some stuff over. That was a bleed. The Troll Enforcer loses the health. Taunt comes down. He's attacking me for 3 and 1. 3 attack dice, 2 defense dice. He does 2 damage, so my 1 defense comes off. I lose the health. Oh, he shouldn't have rolled a defense dice. He already had 2 defense dice on him. He bonuses again, so we get the taunt back. Probably should have kept that handy. So we have 4 dice over on him. This comes out. All right, we go to round 3. That was only round 2. I don't know why it was ticked up. I just ticked it up 1 too many. So sorry about that. In round 3, he's gonna die because of bleed, and but the Brewmaster will go first. So I'm gonna just move 1, 2. I'm gonna roll a defense die, and I'll roll this, try to get the bones. Oh, and I can roll the Longblade against him because why the heck not? Again, I could use this as a ranged die because it's a skill die, not an attack die. I do 1 damage to the Brewmaster. It doesn't matter. Oh, Asphyxiate won't absorb it, so that's not a thing. Wildborn, I'll just put back. I get a defense die, a 1. I can check it up to a 2. I did not roll any bones, so I could do the lucky and give myself a bones. This will come back here. I can't attack him because of taunt, so never mind. It was really no harm, no foul because I didn't do any damage there anyway. So I should have been able to attack him because of taunt, because I would have to. Even the long blade does need a target, and I can only target the troll enforcer because of taunt. So pay no attention to the fact that I rolled a long blade on this turn. The Brewmaster moves down. The troll enforcer takes damage because of the bleed. Love that skill. Out, out, done. You are the first defeated baddie in the 5-point baddie stack because you, my friend, are a loser. That is right. Done. And now it's just me and the Brewmaster. And I feel a little bit weird. I mean, if he's making some nice stouts and porters, maybe I don't really want to defeat him because, you know, I could always go for a good stout or porter. My turn. I would love to be able to disable this dude. If I get into that corner, he can't attack me, which is good. And I think, if I don't roll any bones, so there's no point to take this out and like re-roll it because I'm chasing bones anyway. I'll get a bones if I don't roll the bones anyway. So I think I'm just going to try to get to disable. And that has to be on an adjacent baddie. Yeah, add disable to affect any. And backup plan. Backup plan I think has to be used at the. Pretty sure backup plan. I always get the timing a little bit messed up, and like tantrum doesn't help because tantrum's like totally weird. But I'm pretty sure backup plan has to be used after your roll. So just want to make sure of that. If someone wants to confirm that in the chat. Baddie's turn sequence. Gearlock's turn. Feel free to do any of the following in any order after the roll. Excellent. We're in round 4, right? So I'm going to move 1, 2. I'm going to throw the Longblade at the Brewmaster. I'll roll this, just trying to get a bones. Don't worry, I'm not that worried about getting that up to 5. I'm more worried about just getting the recover 1 taken away. Give me a chance to defeat this dude pretty quickly in fatigue rounds. So rolling these 2 dice. I do 1 damage. It doesn't matter because of thick skin. I put this back here. Did not roll a bones. Get to add a bones because of lucky. And then I have 3 decks end of my turn. I'm going to go there. The Brewmaster is going to move 1, 2. And that's his turn. We go to round 5. I know I'm going to get a bone, so I know I can disable this dude before I apply damage, which would be really nice. So I'm going to move 1. I have 4 health points plus that. If he rolls max, I know fatigue's going to hit next turn, so I'm a little worried about that. But I think under most circumstances, with 3 attack dice, 4 health, and 2 shield, I should be okay. There's nowhere I can move where he can't get to me anyway. That's one of the things that when I always move them in the center, it just is what it is. So I moved 1. I have 3 more decks. I'm going to roll the Longblade and 2 attack dice. I think that makes sense. All right, 3 damage, but I didn't roll a bone, so I'm going to get a bones. And I'm going to use all 4 of these bones to add a disable effect die to the baddie. So I'm using my backup plan. Lucky, I think you can use at any turn you don't roll immediately. Yes, so I immediately gain that benefit. And I'm going to disable his skills. And then I did 3 damage, so all that applies because thick skin is disabled, as is recover, so he's going to be down to 3. So this is the moment of truth, just needs to survive this one roll. Longblade comes in. Brewmaster's attacking me with 3 attack dice. Again, recover is disabled, thick skin's disabled. He does 3 damage. I lose that and the health. And done. We go to fatigue rounds. He loses the health. I lose the health. And now I'm going to roll 2 attack dice, longsword, and a defense. I did not roll a bone, so I get a bones. I'm going to use that bones to upgrade my slingstone. I get 2 shield, but it doesn't matter. I have killed the Brewmaster. Brewmaster, you can tell from the gray on the side. I really like how they did this, by the way. So green is Splice Dice, blue is Undertow. Again, I don't mix any Undertow baddies when I'm playing on a non-Undertow like encounter or adventure. And then that's just personal preference for me. And then the gray is 40 days, I think. Maybe Age of Tyranny. I think it's 40 days. I'm pretty sure gray is 40 days. Wait, what was this? Yeah, gray is 40 days for sure. Because 40 days is the one that added the extra Tyrant encounters. Yippers! Like to see that. I do like how they made it very clear at the bottom of all the cards too, like what it comes from. It does make it a little bit easier to kind of talk more intelligently about it. This comes out. This comes out. It's the little things, people. All right, and then I'm going to do my recover option and get back to 5 health. I get Nugget's dagger back. And this defense die can come here. We're at full on slingstones, which is great. I get to look at 2 loot. Do I want to keep any of these? So reflex platter, reroll any one die on your turn, including training, lockpicking, or initiative. Or skinning knife, before drawing your next encounter, place a defeated baddie from your most recent battle onto this card. Any battle of that type appearing in your next battle are surprised. After battle, return baddie to defeated battle stack. I don't like, excuse me, any of those. I'm going to have a little coughing fit. And we're good. What's going on? Brian, Shane, Logan, you changed it to 3. What did I change to 3? Yeah, Shane, you're gonna have to tell me what I changed to 3, dude. I'm sorry I missed it. Oh, I changed the round to 3. All right, great, thank you. I appreciate the lookout. Brian Gearlock, back to work. Sai, we'll catch the end later. Good luck against Nam. Backup plan must be after roll. Thank you very much. It's like because Tantrum throws off the timing. Because Tantrum, you could use his rage die at any time on your turn, but yeah, the backup plan has to be. So when I play Tantrum a little bit too much, I always get like a little messed up on that. And then Brian says, "Now I must go. I will miss you, sir. Good luck in whatever Tyrant you're adventuring against today in your personal life." Because we all got at least one. For sure. All right. So I still have 2 trading points. We do get a progress point, so that's 5. The trading points, I do want another dex because I am very, again, this is the George A rule. You want attack plus defense plus 1. I am obviously not even close to that. But I do think combat proficiency is in order, people. They say that Tinkered Bolo is like Nuggets bread and butter. I don't see it, man. Tinkered Bolo did nothing good for me at all, but maybe I'll get that later. But I want the combat. I don't know, man. I'm like, usually their stuff's right on point. I want the dash. I want the combat proficiency. I'd rather combat proficiency and dash before Tinkered Bolo. And I just don't think Tinkered Bolo is going to be that good. And I don't think it's that game changing as Nam, especially because he's only rolling 1 attack die. The problem with Nam is the fact that he's just so he's like tank, right? Getting through that thick skin 1. So I'm not that worried about Tinkered Bolo, to be honest with you. Tinkered Bolo is basically something it's baddie active, so you can put it on the baddie and it like limits their attack stat or it limits their defense stat or it limits their it limits their movement. And I don't think any of that's all that helpful against Nam. He's only rolling 1 defense die, he's only rolling 1 attack die. The big thing is, can you do enough damage to him before he just wears you down? Because he's just an absolute tank. Combat proficiency is more interesting to me. So combat proficiency, if it goes into the active slot, you either get 1 health at the start of every turn, You can get +1 movement at the start of during every turn. You can get +1 attack, which is what I really want. Alter attack dice for you and your alter attack dice. I don't like the way they like lump some of these things together, but basically if I put this on me, I'm altering my attack die by number, and the extra mod does not cost a dex to roll. So if I roll this, which I'm only going to roll 1 out of 6 times, and it is active, so I can't just put it in a lock slot and like forget about it. I have to roll it in this battle, but I would get another attack die that wouldn't cost dex for the rest of the battle, which could be super strong. So I'm going to take combat proficiency. The keen eye and locksmith, if I wanted to upgrade to either of those are more like loot things, and obviously I took raider armor, and I'm not letting go. So apparently this is a raider armor game for sure. Again, heavy loot's great. I do wish that if you're giving me a treasure hunter, that you gave her just a couple more pockets to really kind of flesh out that part of the journey. All right, I think we're good. We are running out of days. I mean, that was day 5. We only have 2 more days, and then Nom is going to be in our face. And I really want another attack stat. I really want dash. I think could be hugely important. And so I might just, if I get 4 more training points, I might just take dash and then do some stats. I think would be the best bet for sure. Golden touch doesn't do much for me. Tumble could be great. But I'm going to be ahead of Nom anyway because his initiative is only at 2. So again, not that worried about that. This should come out. This comes here. This will go back here. I need to re-roll it. We're going to day 6. So 2 more days. Day 6. There should be 5 cards here. There are. All right, Greg can count. We're good. We're taking these and rolling a d6. There's only 5 left. Booyah, I rolled a 3. New encounter for Greg. Whoop, whoop, whoop. This is from the 40 Days campaign. I'm making weird sounds today, guys. It's just, you just roll with it. It's fine. So if somebody wants to make a compilation of all the weird things I did today, that would be awesome. Stick to the script. Whose genius idea was it to follow this stupid monkey? Okay, fine. I suppose it was mine. Note to self. Just because monkeys are rare in the north does not mean that if you find one, it's worth following, especially into a covered hole in the ground. In my defense, it was behaving strangely. Then again, so am I for taking on such a fool's errand. I am now stuck in a pit with other ugly things that want me dead, and no rare monkey to show for my efforts. With a couple of flips, a twirl, a few blades, and a quick beheading, I think I can take the other residents of this pit down in a hurry. It looks to be my only option. It is literally your only option. Aim twice, swing once. Battle queue is baddie points. It's a 5er and a 1er. Be excited. Lane 4 is not used for this battle. Okay. I'll do that before I forget. And backup plans cannot be used for this battle. Well, so much for lucky. I guess I'm going to put lucky on another stat. Instead, you must follow the script in order, putting a backup of bones, use an available attack defense die into your backup plan slot once you complete a step. Script. Move 3 positions. Deal 3 damage in 1 round. Move to a baddie ranged position. Lose hit points any amount. Move, then attack, defeat a baddie. Multiple steps be completed in a turn as long as they are in order. A counter success is achieved only if the script is completed and battle immediately ends. That's interesting. All right, I'm digging these encounters, kids. That's a really interesting encounter. Wow. I like it. I was so sick of the old solo encounters. These are great. So good. And I'm getting all battles. And those are always my favorite games with Too Many Bones. When I get a lot of battles, make me chuck some dice. Don't make me like chase some rats around and they do stupid health things, or like have to take this stupid Gearlock child who hurts my health stat and all that other crap. No, this is what I'm digging this. All right, so we have the again, this is from Splice Dice. You can tell by the green. Stench 2, Poison 2, Careless 1 if I roll a Bones. 2 attack, 2 defense. Wiser, Golden, Troll, Ultra. It is a bog type baddie, but also a troll baddie, which is why it is in our baddie stack today. And then the troll brute, thick skin 1, careless, rolls an attack and a defense, has 3 health. All their any dice are terrible, which is majorly helpful to us. What is stench 2? If the ultra troll, if the golden troll ultra is defeated, we put the stench 2 die immediately on the mat. The stench 2 die would do 1 true damage to all adjacent baddies, and all adjacent units, period. And then this will tick down every round, and then it will finally go away. Once it's on the mat, if we move next to it, we have to take a true damage for every time that we do. Why is lane 4 closed? Rough. I'm going to roll my die. I rolled a 4. I'm going to be first. It's not tough to do against a 2 and a 1. So don't be impressed. Not that you were. Just in case you were. You know, it's a thing. And I'm putting this here. I am going to put myself, move 3 positions. I have 5 decks. Deal 3 damage in 1 round. I don't think I can do both of those in 1 round. Move to a baddie ranged position. Woof. If I don't roll any bones, I can get a health. If I don't roll any bones, I do 1 extra attack. If I don't roll any bones, I add a defend 1. Pudding. Backup plans cannot be used. So even if I get the 6 bones from that, it's not like I can all of a sudden do an 8+1. Interesting. Oh, this also is pretty flexible. It allows you to increase a defense die by 1. I'll do the health thing. I think that's going to be the most useful because I'm really not trying to kill baddies as much as I am to try to follow this script. The 3 damage in 1 round is going to be the most interesting, but I'm not exactly looking to defeat a baddie until I lose a hit point. Oh, I can't defeat a baddie until the end anyway. Yikes. All right. So I can go anywhere. He's moving first, and I can't get away from him, so shield is of the essence. So I guess I just go into this corner. So I'll start here, and I'm first. So on my turn, I have 5 decks. The first thing I want to do is move 3 positions. 1, 2, and 3. I've successfully completed that, so I'm going to put a bones in here to indicate that I am 1 of 6 into the script. I have 2 more decks. I'm going to roll 2 defense dice because my defense stat has a 2. Bam. Raider armor makes this 1 into a 2. Raider armor makes this 1 into a 2. And I didn't roll any bones. So this should have come out from last turn. Sorry, but oh no, I just put that in. I'm lying. I didn't roll any bones, but I'm at full health, so I can't take a health anyway. We're gonna go to the Troll Ultra. Troll Ultra is gonna go 1-2, rolling 2 attack, 2 defense. It is poisoning me, which is super fun. So it does 3 damage. My defense goes down to a 3. My defense goes from 4 down to a 1. It's like, I don't know what I just said, but it was wrong. Careless 1, so this guy does lose a health. And he applies a poison 2 die to me. But I do have these mixed berries, so that will help. Out. The troll is going to go 1 and 2. We go to round 2. My turn, I lose 2 health because of the poison. I'm going to try to put... Did he roll... what was his shield? I put his shield away. He rolled a 2, a 1. I think he had a 1 shield. I know he did 3 damage. And he only... I'm pretty sure only bones once. I don't think he had 2 bones. Did he bones? I do that sometimes where I just forget to apply the shields. Ah, that's annoying. What did you roll? I know he did the careless. Could have rolled that last turn. I don't know if it was a 1 or a 2. I think it was a 1. Be a 1. Tell me you were a 1. All right, I rolled a 1 again. If someone sees something different, you can tell me this later. And then if I can, I'll just refigure the math. But I do want to do 3 damage in 1 turn. But he has thick skin and he has the 1 defense. Oh, that guy would have also rolled a defense die. He has a 1 as well. So can I get 4 damage through? I have a dex of a 5. I'm going to roll 1 defense die. Duster's Dagger, because it could do damage. The Longblade, and 2 attack dice. And if I can get 4 attack, then I'll successfully complete. If he had rolled a 2, we'll just put a big fat asterisk on this win. And I got 5 through, and the bleed effect, which I don't think I apply. Oh, he's dead. And even if I could, he would die either way. So I did 5 damage. Even if it was a 2 and I put the bleed on him, he would still die. So it is what it is. And he would go next. So either way, he's dead. I successfully triggered this, so I will take this. I didn't roll any bones, so I get a health back. I'll have the 4 health. I still have this poison out. However, the stench 2 die comes out. That does a true damage to him, does a true damage to me. I can make this 2 into a 1, or 1 into a 2. That's exhausted, because assume I had to apply the bleed to him. These are out, and that came off of the baddie. So next I need to move to a baddie range position, then I need to lose hit points, any amount, then I need to move an attack, and then I need to defeat a baddie. Alright. Out. This is out. And the stench die stays there. This will go here. So he's out. Either he died because of bleed, or he died because I killed him when I attacked. Either way, I dealt 3 damage in 1 round. The troll cannot. This is now an obstacle, which means I'm stuck here a little bit, and that's not great. Oof. Huh. It's fine. At least he's not re-rolling his. He's not really re-rolling his defense die, so he's unlikely to kill himself because of careless. He does 2 damage to me. Let's take this out. We go to round 3. This ticks down to a 1. Again, I'm trapped here right now, which is not great. I'm going to lose a damage because of the poison. The poison's off, though. I'm going to roll. I don't necessarily want to put him back. I'm going to need to move up there. I'm going to take Lee's advice and re-roll this and roll this. I'll roll combat efficiency and this. So I'm rolling these 4 dice. I rolled a bone, so I'll put this here. I could make it a 1. I don't want to. I'll keep the 2 a 2. Combat efficiency comes here, so I have an extra attack die. It doesn't cost dex, and then I'll put this back here because I don't feel like putting him back in the cage, so to speak. The troll's going to go. He does 1 damage. This ticks this down to a 1. And we go to the next round, to round 4. In round 4, this goes away, so that opens up the path for me to get to a baddie range position. On my turn, I'm going to spend 4 dex to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. That completes the 3rd objective. So, this bone shouldn't have been there. Sorry. It's hard to break old habits, man. So that's fine. I don't want to get rid of this yet because I'm not in a place in the script where he can be defeated. So I'm just going to chill on that. I will roll 1 defense die with my remaining dex. It's a 1. I'll make it a 2. That also means that instead of putting the bones there, I should have made that bones into a 1, which I would just taken it out and re-rolled it because, again, as Lee pointed out earlier, with Raider armor, there's no reason not to. The troll's going to go 1-2. He's attacking. 1 damage. This goes. I'll just take this sucker out. We go to round 5. I think the best way for me to do this is going to be fatigue rounds, where I can lose a health because of fatigue. I can move and attack, but I have to move, and then I could defeat a baddie all in the same round. It's going to be a lot easier than trying to manipulate my defense so that he puts multiple damage on me. It's also a lot safer this way. So I would just need to roll. I'll just need to roll 3 damage points, and I have the extra dex because of combat proficiency, so this won't be all that hard. But the problem is I can't get. Well, I guess I could move. I could move and attack and use the sling stones and make that happen. Trying to save. Oh, and I didn't roll a bones last turn, so that will become. I would get a health back from that, so that helps things a little bit more too. Thank you, Lucky. Yeah, I mean, you could literally move your whole turn and not roll a die, and you're guaranteed not to roll a bones, and you could just do that, which honestly I think is the most important thing for me to do right now. So I'm just going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't roll a bones. I'll take a health. Troll Enforcer is going to come after me. He's attacking me with an attack of a 1. He doesn't bones, which is great. This ticks down to a 1. We go to fatigue rounds. We both lose a true damage, which is good, because if he had rolled the bones, any of his attack dice, he would have died because of careless. And the fatigue, and now to bad, I wouldn't be able to complete my script here. So since I lost a health, that does satisfy the 4th line of my script. Now I have 5 dex. And I have the +1 attack from that, so I'm going to use 2 dex to move and move back, or I can move here. Now I'm going to attack. I have 3 dex left. I'm going to use a Longblade, 2 attack dice, and then a 3rd attack die because of combat proficiency. All right, so I just need to do 3 damage. I did 4 damage. So we've killed him. So I moved and attacked. That's a bones. And then I defeated the baddie. That's a bones. I've successfully peaked the script. The battle immediately ends. It would have immediately ended anyway because all of the baddies were defeated. And that was cool. I really like some of these new encounters for sure. All right, all these come out. This comes out. Lucky comes out. This comes out. I'm going to heal up to full. Gets me up to 5. All these defense dice can come here. I get a loot. When I get a loot, I get 2. Utility parts on your turn and exhaust any 1 die. Not going to be all that helpful. Prying iron. Man, these have been just not the greatest loots, man. Not by any means. 2 training points. I'm going to want dash for sure. So again, +2 movement on your turn when you get to it's like a bones on one side, but it's not something you have to use. I would not accept the bones from that. And then this dash is +2 movement that doesn't cost dex. Combat proficiency goes here. And well, let's try to train my attack first. Getting my attack up is going to be really important against Nam. So I'm rolling 3 attack dice. I did not bone, so this goes up to 2, and then I'll take dash. Nom nom. Nom nom. Alright, progress point. We could attack Nam, but why would I want to do that? Let's go for 1 more encounter, try to get another training point or 2. So I get rid of this. We're definitely up to the 6 we needed to attack Nam. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 training points and counting. That's a really good start. We go to day 7. Rolling a d6. I rolled a 1. We will not get the other Tyrant encounter, which I honestly don't remember what the heck it was. Woof. Okay, those never happened. I'm never going to get to them, so we'll see what this is. It's not a battle, and it's not a battle. All right. Goblin investment. I wake up wearing a new vest. A friendly traveler must have came across my campsite in the night and seen the fire getting low. It's shoddily made, but the vest they wrapped around me is thick and warm and ticking. Goblins. It's always goblins. It appears I've noticed it in time. I can take my time and diffuse it here on the spot, salvaging as much as I can for later use, or take my chances figuring out a safe way out of the vest while on the move. Either way, it's daylight in enemy territory. I need to get a move on. So my first option gives me a training point. Persistent. During battle, roll a d6 at the start of each of your turn. If I roll a 1, bomb goes off, deal 3 damage to yourself and 1 damage to all adjacent units, remove persistent effect. 2 to 5, nothing happens. If I roll a 6, bomb is defused, immediately draw 2 loot and remove the persistent effect. Wow, I love that. Or dismantle the jacket. Roll a d6 to defuse the bomb. If I roll a 1 to a 4, cut a red wire, bomb is not defused. If 5 or 6, cut the blue wire, bomb is defused, draw 2 loot. To re-roll a d6, discard 1 loot or place a 1-point baddie atop this card. You may stop attempting to defuse at any time, but bomb will explode. Take 3 true damage if bomb explodes. Add all baddies top of this card to the next battle. No way. Both choices counter sets. If you're a boomer, automatically defuse this bomb and draw 2 loot. I love it. I'll have a jacket bomb, and that's fine. And if I take 3 damage, I have mixed berries. So what could go wrong, people? So we get a progress point, don't need it. I get 2 training points, which is more important. And I think I'm done down here. I got 6 skills. I feel pretty strong about that. I mean, I could take Tinkered Bolo just for kicks, but woof. I think I need Dex, man. I'm trying to do so many things right now. I could make him not attack. I could make him move 1 less. I could make him not roll defense. None of that seems like. Oh, I guess if it doesn't roll defense, that could be strong because he's got that thick skin 3, so having to get through 1 less could be better. Fine, Tinkered Bolo, Dex. I'm digging that. That's fine. And now I have to roll a d1 every turn. I will put that in the battle queue to remind me. Tyrant encounter, here we come. It's day 8. We got no choice. It's time to go. Clubbing with Nom. Battle queue is baddie points. Party at 1 ignores that. Again, I do think the nerfing of Tyrant encounters in true solo play is a little strange, but that's fine. I will not complain about it too much in this particular battle. So, add Nom to the bottom of battle queue. Well, Nom is the battle queue. Nom's going to come in with 6 health. We're going to see his ugly mug before. He's mad at me that I just called him ugly. That's fine. He will get over it, or he won't, and he'll try to club me to death with a pole or a club, whatever. That's fine. All of it will work. So he's going to go there. Only 1 Gearlock on the bottom out of the time. Not going to be a problem. We've already talked about all his skills and his Tyrant die because of the previous thing. He comes in lane 1 with an any die of a 2. I'm going to roll you. I'm first. Act surprised. All right. Chat has been quiet, but that's fine. They're all just so marveling at my immense skills and how to deal with Nugget. Woof. All right, just don't roll a 1, Greg. It's fine. Roll a 6 before a 1. How could this be so hard? I'm going to put myself in a melee position and use a bunch of skills against this dude and get my... Oh, Nom can move diagonal, so there is no hiding from the Nom. Unless, yeah, we're like in the far corners. So, that's fine. This 2 shall pass. I'm going to roll 2 attack. Nope, I lied. There's no point. He's thick scan. Forget all this. I have 6 decks. during battle at the start of each of my turns. At the start of my turn, I'm rolling a d6. I rolled a 1. That's so incredible and so predictable. So I take 3 damage. Fantastic. This persistent effect is out. Glad we don't need to deal with that for the rest of the battle. So I just take 3 damage. Awesome. I'm going to use the mixed berries to get that 3 health back. Who's shocked that I rolled a 1 on the first possible chance? If you are shocked, you have not been paying attention. Oh man, I'm so good at dice games. I'm going to roll 2 defense dice. I have 4 more decks. I can use Nugget's dagger to make Nom start to bleed. Nah, I'm going to roll dash. I'm going to roll, I'll put Lucky up here, and I'll make Lucky +1 damage. So if I don't roll the bones, I get to do +1 damage. I think that could be super important. I'm going to roll combat proficiency. I'll roll Nugget's dagger just to get the damage on him, and Tinkered Bolo. Again, none of these are attack dice, so I can roll all of these and apply their effects as arranged stuff. And with Sling Stones, again, I have 5 Sling Stones. I can start doing melee. I can start using attack dice against him from anywhere on the mat. So even without dash, I have multiple ways to attack him from afar this turn, which are really cool. Disable's not going to do anything to me. I'm already at top. So really, I'm just looking at collecting stones and revitalize. Again, backup plan for Nugget is not the most amazing once you have your Sling Stones at the 5, but that's like the point for her. That's all you really need to do. So yeah, these are the 5 I'm rolling. All right. -2 attack. I really want to lose his defense. I'm going to make him bleed with Nugget's dagger. I wish I would memorize what the heck is on what. So he's already bleeding. That's right, dude. I could do +1 damage. I didn't roll any bones. No, I did roll the bones. So we'll take this bones. I'm going to make this a 1, actually. No, I'll take the bones. I'll make this a 2. He's only rolling 1 attack die anyway. I'm not going to apply the Bolero. I really am hoping to make his defense go away. Oh, but that's going to be hard. Tinkered Bolo. You just make him not roll attack dice against me. I did get the +2 movement. And I rolled this combat proficiency. What the heck is that? I rolled a plus die. Increase your dex stat by 1 for the entire battle. But that means I'm still limited by my attack stat. But my attack stat's a 4. I wish I could make it a 5 with that. So that's an interesting roll. But 4 attack plus the Longblade plus the bleed. I should be in decent shape here. So fine, I'll take this. And I'm going to, this is a baddie active. So I'm going to put it on him. He's basically not rolling attack dice against me. All he's doing is rolling his little Thunder Club. That's right, who you calling little. On his turn, I can apply his start of turn effects in any order of my choosing. So he would do a recover 1. Oh, he can't recover, and he bleeds with the scar. Although, since he wasn't even able to recover, all right, I think thematically it makes more sense. I'll have the recover 1, and I'll have the bleed go first, because like if he wasn't actually recovering anything, would he do the recover 1 first? That probably makes no sense. So I'll just do it this way, do it the way that's a little bit worse for me. He's now moving. He can move diagonal because he has the footprints. He goes here. Now remember, his attack stat is disabled thanks to my, was it the Bolero they call it? What are you called? Yeah, the Tinkered Bolo, not Bolero, Bolo. It's like a Bolero, just very different. And now he's rolling just his Tyrant die and 1 defense die. Yeah, I was really hoping to disable his defense because it's going to make it a lot harder to get through. But I could basically roll 4 attack dice every turn plus the Longblade. I should be able to whittle away, especially with that bleed preventing his recover 1 in between every turn. So he rolls that. He takes away all my defense before he applies damage, but doesn't matter because he's not damaging me anyway, and he gets 1 defense himself. So he gets this back, and now we go to round 2. Round 2, I'm rolling 4 attack dice and the Longblade. I have the dash. I don't think there's any point in running or moving. Is what it is. We'll roll 2 defense dice. So my dex is a 6. It's a 7 because of that. If I don't roll any bones, I do +1 damage, and all that could be super helpful. So I'm rolling these 7 dice. I rolled the bones. Put this here. I'll make this 1 a 2, which is kind of pointless, but he's never doing damage to me, so I'll put this here. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. The shield comes off. I have 5 damage left. Thick skin 1, so thick skin 3, so 2 damage gets through, and Nom is down to 4 health. Longblade comes back. These come over here. On his turn, again, he's not rolling attack dice because of my tinkered bolo. He takes the damage and heals the damage with the scar, and he's just going to roll this and a defense die. So his Tyrant die, he removes my defense die. I got to stop rolling those. I'm basically just going to be more likely to roll bones, and I don't want to roll bones because I have that. He gets 1 shield, and he gets that back. We go to round 3. I'm not going to roll any defense dice. I'm going to roll 4 attack dice and the Longblade. No defense dice needed. I did not do any. Did not roll any bones. That should end it. We got 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9 because I didn't roll any bones. So this comes off. 8 damage gets through. Thick skin 3 reduces that to 5. 5 damage is enough to defeat Nom and his trollish ways. He is out. Junskis, Nugget for the win. I used a Singstone once? That was nuts. Cool. That was awesome. Rocket Maggot, laugh out loud. I don't know what I said, but hopefully you're laughing with me and not at me or something. That was a big roll, man. That's crazy. Raider armor for the win. These heavy. I find the heavy regular loot to be massively stronger than a lot of the trove loot. To the point that I just like, if it's like regular heavy, if it's like a regular loot that's heavy, like why was this not just a trove loot that I could work toward? I find so much of this trove loot so underwhelming, and the amount of work you need to do to get it, I'm just like, really? I did all of that for that? I don't get it. Rocket Magnet, rolling a 1. Oh! Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's how I go. But I use my mixed berries, and little berries on the battlefield, get satisfied. It hits the spot, dude. That was hilarious. Had I rolled a 6 first, I would have gotten to roll. I would have been able to. And I rolled a 6 first. I would have drawn 2 loot. It's not an encounter. Oh, it isn't. I guess that's an encounter reward. So I would have drawn 3. Yeah, none of these were. I'm really unimpressed with this loot. I guess I just had the Raider armor, and I was like, why would I need any of these? I tend to like the utility parts. The infused incense, roll 2 additional attack dice in your turn. That would have been helpful against Nom. Mechanical assistance, that would have been great. Reinforced buckler is just brokenly good. Spirits of Ebon, prevent the application of 1 effect die on one of your gearlocks. That could be great. Troll brew, I don't mind. Yeah, there were just so many trolls, so we were able, any was never really a struggle. That is one thing about the true solo game, that it's like, if your any dice are rolling bad, man, that's going to be a long adventure. You're not going to have much of a chance. But that was super cool. I don't even know. Like, one of these days, I'm going to do these campaigns. Where the heck did I put? So if you were playing the campaign, what was it? The epilogue. What do you basically get? You get his thing. Oh. And you can heal or instantly open to lock trove loot. Wow. Wow, Nam's die is really good. You roll it once each recovery phase. Yes, please. So basically you would get his die, and depending on what you roll, you get a benefit, and both benefits are really strong. Yeah, I'm digging that. That's cool. I don't know, like I have to look more into the scar system and the scars and the boons and whatever. There's like all these tokens that give you scars that I haven't really looked into too much, and then like all the boon and scar dice I just have in here. But yeah, I guess I could show, like, I can show people how I store this game. I'm not really set up to do that right now easily, so it'd be a little cumbersome. But I think next time I put the next character on, you know, I'll definitely try to show people how I store this. I use the Undertow box and one of the Gearlock boxes. I use one of the Gearlock boxes for all of these and the rules. I use the Undertow box for all of the neoprene mats except for the lab rats, and then I have the old base game box though, so that really helps. That's a huge box, and I can fit everything else in there. When I get Unbreakable, I'll figure out a new system, I'm sure. But for me, the Trove chest looks awesome. I don't have like a Calyx. If I had a Calyx in an obvious place to put it, I think it might make more sense for me. For me and the way I do things, I think it would just be another huge box in my basement that I would actually have a harder time storing than I do with what I do now. I think most of the Trove loot is pointless for pursuing, says Mike. Matt Rocket says, yeah, some people take out Raider. FDSFGS 7125 says Nugget. Ever since I told my brother and nephew too many bones, we play at least once a week now. That's awesome, dude. Last night I rolled with Dart, and holy cow, I love her so much. Shame I missed the stream though. Well, there's something you can do. It's going to be available for perpetuity, apparently, or until YouTube crashes. One of those two. Mike says, yeah, because of the swinginess of the indie die, I rarely run true solo. I have grown to like this game more to Gearlocks, but it's fun to see the new solo encounters. I'm really, if the new encounters I saw today are indicative of the rest of the stuff in 40 days, I'm really digging that because they just seemed very fun and interesting. I do find like the first time I played with the 40 days encounters or the Age of Tyranny encounters, whatever. Again, Tony and we were doing a 10-day thing, and I think we only had one battle across like 4 days, and it just was like, ugh, really, okay, we're chasing rats again. Like it was just like really not the greatest experience. And then the next two times we played were a lot better and a lot more fun and engaging. So I'm always tempted. I'm of two minds about it. Like part of me is like I want to just make a deck of all battles and anything that says dangerous darts, I'm just gonna burn. Not dangerous dart, but dangerous darts, I will burn. But then I've gotten to the point where I'm more, I think the problem is more with me than the game, where I just need to like adjust my expectations, just that little bit extra, and then just kind of lean into it, right? Um, and there's a lot of fun to be had. Like, all right, cool. I get the slide. I'm trying to like, because thematically, when you're thinking about what this is representing, like, can I get across the river on this wingless dragon, and not crash into the river and lose a health? I think there's a lot of like humor written into some of these things that I need to start allowing myself to appreciate more, and just get over the fact that the mechanics aren't always what I want them to be. But Rocket campaign true solo can be really nasty due to scars. I can see that. Scars can lock out stats and skills. Getting decks locked is as bad as it sounds. Wow. Yeah. Do not lock my decks, please. If the swinginess of the indie that bugs you, you might actually like Figment. Yeah, I'm excited about Figment, man. Figment looks cool. I've been playing the Unbreakable Gearlocks on TTS Trove Chest mode, and I especially love Figment. Literal time wizard. Yeah, I dig that. When time is done well in a board game, I'm so impressed by it. Fractured Days in Spirit Island, I think, is the most genius piece of game design I've ever played, and that's just obviously so biased and like subjective. But just seeing what Eric Royce tried to encapsulate in the mechanics of Fractured Days, I think is so freaking cool. I don't play Fractured Days a ton because it's this super like thinky and heavy, and just don't always have the time to invest in it. But like I really like what he did with that spirit. Speaking of, last night one of us had to have a 30-second stare down with a baddie as part of an encounter. It led to all of us exclaiming, "What?" Yeah, dude. It's chip theory, man. Like chip theory is never going to change, right? Like they've shown you what they are. And, you know, if I buy their games and get frustrated by the zaniness and the wackiness of some of the things, then that's my fault, right? Like I have to know it's there. So um, you know, there's just, again, this game. The reason Cloudspire is always going to be a little bit ahead of Too Many Bones for me is I trust that every time I put Cloudspire on the table, I trust that the experience is going to be close to what I want it to be. Where Too Many Bones doesn't always deliver on that promise. But they're both top 10 for me still. I mean, I spoiler alert. You know, my official ranking list will come out in April again. But I just kind of tweaked it to kind of see where things are at. Yeah, they're both still well in the top 10 for sure. So, but that's that. Tomorrow, I am excited to get back to Final Girl. The Van Ryder Games was awesome and gave me the entire Series 1 of Final Girl, the whole friggin' box with the minis and everything, and it's amazing. The playmats. So I'm excited to get that on the channel tomorrow. Thursday, I will probably do Fathomless Mud, and then Friday, I might flip flop Thursday and Friday. I have not one, but two Button Shy games coming your way. They are both review copies. One is a very quick, like 10-15 minute thing. It's fine. There's things I like. There's things I very much appreciate about it, but it's not a long-term game for me. The other one I'm very intrigued by, so it's Fishing Lessons and Wild Tales. So I'll just get both of them on the channel at once because there's no Fishing Lessons does not warrant its own video, in my opinion. Just what it is, it's like a 15-minute game, so it is what it is. Mike James, I'm playing Anachrony solo today. Looking forward to the Fathomless Mud stream. Yeah, good luck with Anachrony, man. I bounced off that game pretty hard. It was definitely not a Greg game. I get why people love it. It just was kind of a miss for me on a couple of levels. But I appreciate the high quality of the game. Just not a game for me. It's not a game I wanted to dig into very much more. Lee says, yeah, my Final Girl turned up a few weeks ago. Not played it yet, though. Final Girl's great. You know, it's grown on me. It wasn't in my top 24 last year. Obviously, Van Ryder just sent me a bunch more product. So take that for what you want it to as far as bias considerations. But it's definitely moved up for me for sure. And I think it's just appreciating this system for what it is, having more variety that I have now. It's a game that's tight. You can get it in 45 minutes. It provides some cool experiences, and it's mechanically, you know, mechanically interesting enough to keep me coming back for sure. I think there's a lot to Final Girl, and there is going to be a lot more Final Girl in the years to come for sure. Like they are, we have Series 2 that's coming out. I have no doubt there's a lot more plans to really develop that. I mean, the horror film genre is so huge and broad. I mean, there's so many things they could do, and just kind of throw together more feature film boxes. My friendly local game store has 3 copies of the big season 1 all in box of Final Girl. Yeah, that's what they gave to me. I did not expect it. I went over to their booth at PAX Unplugged. I was with Adam Smith from Rolling Solo. I met AJ last year. AJ's the one who originally hooked me up with the feature films that I have, plus the core box. And he goes, hey, why don't you take this? And I was like, really? Like dude. So I will probably do a giveaway of my other the rest of the Final Girl stuff that I already have. To be quite honest, my friend is borrowing it from me right now. Once I get it back, I'll probably do a giveaway just to get that out. Because now I don't need the extra stuff. So, but stay tuned for that. It'll be sometime later this year. but it's pretty cool. I've been meaning to check it out sometime, and this gives me even more incentive. To do so now. Drew says, "Fun to see Final Girl Season 1 showing up in the friendly local game store, except it will explode even more." Yeah, it's that game. I remember when it hit, like when people got it the first time, and I rarely have I seen. I mean, I'm on board game Twitter and Facebook, but rarely had I seen such an explosion of like ecstatic excitement over this game that was sustained for a good month when it first came out. And then that's when I talked to AJ. I was like, dude, your game is blowing the heck up. I was like, can you get me a copy? And he goes, yeah. So we worked it out, the original deal. And then he sent me everything else after I did like 4 or 5 videos, which was super cool. And really appreciate that. So we'll do that, doing the Manor of Creech Hill? I don't know, the Haunted Manor of Creech Hill. I don't know. The Haunting of Creech Manor. There you go. I think that's what it got there somewhere in my brain. I just had to get the cobwebs out. But this was super cool. Excited to get back to Too Many Bones. I know it had been a bit. That was really just a product of not having I got all the stuff with Halmakas, end of year, holidays, review copies, but really excited to start digging back into Too Many Bones. We'll be back. If anybody has a request for the next Gearlock to feature, that's not Gilly. Gilly's going to be last. He's the one I'm least interested in. I'm just like, whatever. I've seen too much about Gilly. I would like to Dart, Gasket, Tink, Lab Rats. One more. Dart, Gasket, Tink, Lab Rats. No, those 4. I have those 4 and then Gilly. So I have 4 more choices. Somebody wants to see somebody, put in a request. I can't guarantee it. I won't guarantee it, but maybe. And then I'm going to get back into Mulmash, Gendrix, the old Tyrants, man. I'm excited to start taking those on. And then once I'm done with all of them once, and then I'll do the Build a Tyrant, the Nobulus Apprentice program, and then we'll get back into some 2 Gearlock playthroughs, which I do think is a much better way to experience this game. Rocket says Gasket. Well, Rocket wins the challenge and was the first to speak up. So we'll do Gasket next. That'd be great. Dart is super hard solo, but an interesting puzzle nonetheless. Still figuring out Stanza, says Drew. I love Stanza. Stanza's swingy, though. I mean, especially true solo. Stanza can just have some games where she's like, "Whoa!" It just doesn't come together. But I love Stanza. I love her. I love the idea. I love the way you're managing 2 resources with her focus and her decks. She's really good, but I would definitely recommend that you don't take Stanza against a lot of goblins, because those mischief skills would just totally annihilate her in some really, really rough ways. I feel bad. Like my first Stanza video, one. I don't know if it was like my second Stanza video where it was 2 Gearlocks. Or my first one, my sound quality was like really jacked up, but it was like I could kind of I tweaked it enough that I was like I could kind of salvage this, and I put it up anyway. And I probably should have just filmed another playthrough with her, but she's great, man. She's definitely probably my favorite Gearlock. I love the flavor of Tantrum, but I love the mechanics of Stanza for sure. Gasek may be hard to solo, especially early on in the run. Going up one from FDS. Stanza is so brain burning, but also so much fun once she finally clicks. At Drew, yeah, no doubt. Cool. I'll take them all true solo, understanding it's swingy, and we'll see. I mean, I did the same thing with Spirit Island, and then some things are just better support, or just better 2-handed and whatever. But I think for me, especially as I'm learning the Gearlocks, I always prefer to do true solo. FDS, I don't really feel that way. Gasket, honestly, especially being immune to poison, terrify, stun, etc., gives him a huge advantage over the other Gearlocks. Cool. I will look forward to testing it out. So expect to see Gasket sometime in February, maybe March, probably February. I want to get back to Cloudspire next week, so excited about that too. Victorum is getting backburnered hard. So just like I just don't have the time for Victorum right now. And that's just the reality. So I will get there for sure, but I want to get through all my review copies before I start to tackle a third Chip Theory Games title. Just kind of the way things go. But that is that. I hope you all had an amazing long weekend if you got a long weekend, and I hope you had an amazing weekend and an amazing Monday. If not, wherever you are in the world, FDS, thank you for the stream. Thank you for the amazing contributions to the chat. Always fun. Glad to get back after a few days away myself. Again, I was up in Boston, played a bunch of Too Many Modes with my friend Tony. We had the most amazing game of Dawn of the Zeds. That was like the second time I played cooperative with someone. It was just awesome. So just lots of good gaming in for me this weekend. So I hope you all could say the same. Either way, I'll be back tomorrow. Until next time, whatever it is, if it's tomorrow, great. If not, hope everything is going well for you. And until next time, happy gaming.
Solo.